Akhil, thanks so much for joining me today. It's an honor. I wanted to start off our conversation by learning, where does your story in the autistic community begin?
First, I was forming many thoughts in my mind, and the form of communication was only in the mind. How to show my mind's thoughts to the other person was the challenge, and this is where the story of my autism began. How easy it will be to show how the mind forms the pattern, and to show the form of the pattern, I have to show my body and the mind. The autistic community have to show how the mind forms communication, and people form mind-to-mind communication.
Now, up until 11 years old, you were unable to communicate and you broke your silence using an iPad and you typed the sentence, "I cannot see my body in my mind." Are there things you've learned since then to be able to better connect your body and your mind?
Connecting the mind to the body is tough, and I have to show my body to my mind. To show the mind, we have to show the form of thinking to the body, and thinking is not the same. Picture thinking is showing the body and the mind. I have to show many pictures to my body. Connecting the body to pictures is the way I have learned to show the mind-body connection. To show the form of thinking, I will show the pictures to my mind, and now the body has to follow. The body then executes the thoughts, and I have to do the execution. I will show the idea and how to execute, and the concept is made of the mind, body follows. This is the way I have learned to show body and the mind and show the connection. Big challenge is the body has the format and mind is to understand the format. Plan is in the mind, the making plan is the thought. The body has to then take instructions from the brain. Big challenge is the body has the format and mind has to understand the format. Plan is in the mind, the making plan is the thought. The body has to then take instructions from the brain. Do the body thinking in the mind to show the body what to do in mind is very hard.
Now, myself, like so many others, have learned so much from Deepak Chopra, and you actually had the opportunity, Akhil, to work with Deepak. He worked with you on Science of the Mind, and Deepak declared you a genius. That is pretty high praise, I would think. I'm wondering what that meant to you, considering the fact that constantly the abilities of non-speakers always seems to be questioned.
You show how the mind works, and how the concept of mind to mind works is not easy to explain. Dr. Deepak Chopra was able to see how my mind is forming the same thoughts of my mom, and we showed that in an experiment. It was easy to show as he understands the mind to mind connection. So the belief system is very important to show the non-speakers can also express the mind-to-mind connection. How the form of thoughts are formed in the mind, and how the mind connects with the other mind was the experiment. We will show how the communication of a non-speaker always has to show belief and trust for a relationship. For many, speaking is form of teaching the body to show their thoughts, and it's not the same for non-speakers. For Dr. Deepak Chopra, body speaking was not important.
That's great to hear. And what were some of the things that you and Deepak worked on together that have been beneficial to you?
We find that many go in one way of thinking and show the world the form of thinking. Dr. Deepak has to show the world other way of thinking. More people will understand, and he wanted to learn how the body to the mind to mind connection. I was able to show him the mind to mind connection with my mom. The form of communication is non-local for him, and he wants to show more examples like me to the world. Connection to the mind is thinking and thoughts, and how the thoughts are heard by the mind was the project we worked on.
It's really great to hear about Deepak and how he wants to do that, someone of his stature. Now, currently, you're attending Rowan College in New Jersey, I believe, and you're getting your associate science degree. What do you hope to do with that degree once you graduate?
The college experience is essential for all. I was also interested in college education. and I, being minimally verbal, always thought I could not go to college. The associate science degree will help me to apply for the university. The main science education is in the university where I can select my major, and I have to understand why things are happening in the world from showing the various subjects. We will know the details of the materials, and we can then apply in the real world. So the formal education is showing the path for further studies. College is doing a commendable job for students like me. Where my mind college is analyzing the content and showing application in real life, how to show the many calculations for the many cases and form the analysis and then form the solutions. Very commendable for new concepts, so the critical thinking really showed my mind to do to form the concepts of the mathematical solutions for the real life applications, to think possible form of techniques for practical scenarios.
So often, autistic college students don't get the accommodations to be successful at their school. So, what's been your experience at Rowan College in regard to that?
God has shown me the college path, so how to go in college for me was not that hard. Pursuing a college education was always my dream. How the formal college education happens, we had to understand that. For college education, one needs the transcripts, and I had to do that from an online education, as my school was not giving me the transcripts. My communication method was not accepted by my school. The Rowan College of South Jersey accepted my mode of communication method, and showing my expressive language this way was one of the major accommodations. Communication partner is very important for me, and my college accepted that as one of the accommodations. My communication partner forms a connection with me, and my college professors also accepted my communication partner, and my mind was able to show all the college concepts. The big issue is that colleges are mostly for very functional students who can talk right and can control the body, but for individuals like us, options are very less. For me, I think now I feel lucky. Body has to learn how to control, and one has to be in the environment to learn and control, and more colleges should show this path to all.
Definitely, more colleges should follow this path. I wanted to get back to your communication a little bit, and you learned the rapid prompting method to communicate. I'm wondering, how has RPM, or the rapid prompting method, specifically helped you in terms of your academics?
So the mind has many thoughts. Connecting the mind to the body was hard. The RPM method connects my mind thoughts to the letterboard thinking. I can now go step by step in the mind to show my thoughts. I have a lot of images in my mind to show them. I can connect the letters to the images. So the mind will show the plan of the concept in picture, and to show the concept I will use the letterboard. From a letterboard to a keyboard, and communication with the partner is a journey. The communication partner forms a relationship with students first, and they teach and ask me questions by choice. I would select the correct choice, and the partner then would use a letterboard, and I will point and spell the answers. The partner and the teachers accepted the answers, and I was able to learn all the subjects like math, geometry, science, and college courses like algebra and English composition. With this communication, I was able to express my opinions and many answers.
Now, I wanted to talk about, like during the pandemic, like so many others, your classes were online, and you started to explore using a mouse and keyboard during this time. From what I understand, your mom matched this by finding more technology to support your motor planning and mind-body connection. What technology have you find helpful in regards to this?
Online classes were making my life easy to show the mind what to do. College and so many classes were showing all the content on the form of online technology, and I was using mouse so many times, so my mom saw that as an improvement. Understanding the form of the concept was easy online, as a lot of the content was visual and in the form of a picture. My mind forms many picture and think in pictures, and that helped me. The part of the education was on Zoom, and I learned to start Zoom on the camera, and also to mute and unmute myself on the Zoom. We also answered the questions on Google Slides and used other technology like Whiteboard, Jamboard, and to show my math skills we used algebra and graspable math. Now for maths, geometry and calculus, I was able to show my answers on them instead of typing with the mouse clicks. I was able to solve the equations. Many questions we had to solve on the fly using these technology tools.
Now, I read where you said that you feel being asked questions about being autistic helps you, which I love. So in what ways do you see that being helpful to you, Akhil?
My autism is not easy to explain, and one has to really study my mind-to-mind talk or connection is my way of relationship. So I think asking my mind the questions about me is very important, and they can understand me better and not do a judgment about my mind. Also, I will show them my mind, and when they are also showing the mind, it's very good for our communication. We had to show the mind is very good, and I am very good with thinking in mind with big picture and analytical thinking. It is easy for people to misunderstand us and have false perceptions of us. So, when they ask questions, we can help many of these perceptions go away.
100% with those misperceptions. Just ask questions. So recently you were a presenter at SpellX, which is put on by the International Association for Spelling as Communication, which is a free online salon-style event to share short, passionate talks, poetry, presentations, and talents from non-speaking, minimally speaking, and unreliably speaking individuals who spell and type to communicate. So I was very, very interested in this event. Can you share about your experience about what sounds like a wonderful event?
I was a presenter at SpellX and had to show a topic, and I decided to present about my college admission. Minimally verbal and nonverbal students can go to college because colleges accept different forms of communication. The accommodation of a communication partner is allowed, and the intelligence of these students is not judged. College admission should form a college path for minimally verbal individuals like me. I think one can go to a college at any age, and it is also possible for the minimally verbal individuals. One must show the skills to show the many communication forms, and the communication can be nonverbal. When only one form of expression is considered, the college might find other ways to accept. So, college admission is now possible because my college has accepted my communication form.
Well, Akhil, I really loved our conversation today. Thanks so much for joining me.